The stars stretched into infinity, their cold brilliance a comforting constant in the vast void of space. My ship, the Solace, was a simple freighter, not built for adventure, just for hauling cargo. Yet somehow I always ended up in the thick of things. This time was no different. It all started when I intercepted a distress signal while skimming the outer edges of the Tau Ceti system. I hesitated. Freelancers like me didn't usually get involved in rescue operations. The risk outweighed the reward. But something about the signal, a faint but persistent cry for help, nudged my conscience. Against better judgment, I traced the coordinates. The signal led me to a derelict vessel, drifting aimlessly in the void. Its hull was riddled with scorch marks, evidence of a brutal skirmish. Cautiously, I docked and entered the ship, my pulse quickening with each step. Inside, I found her. She was slumped against a wall, her violet skin glowing faintly under the flickering emergency lights. Her armor was cracked, and dark ichor seeped from wounds that looked anything but human. Despite her injuries, she glared at me with fierce, golden eyes, clutching a blade that trembled in her weakened hand. "Stay back, Terran," she rasped, her voice sharp and melodic, like shards of crystal scraping against steel. "Relax," I said, raising my hands. "I'm here to help." Her gaze softened ever so slightly, and she slumped forward, unconscious. Her name was Kyra'vahl, a warrior of the Zyrani, a proud and fiercely independent race. She'd been ambushed by raiders while on a mission to protect a convoy. The rest of her team hadn't made it. Somehow, she'd managed to send out the distress signal before her ship was left for dead. I patched her up as best I could in the Solace's med bay. Over the next few days, she recovered quickly. Zyrani physiology was astonishingly resilient. Kyra'vahl was a curious mix of gratitude and defiance, thanking me for saving her life while insisting she could have handled things on her own. We were an odd pair. She towered over me, her lithe, muscular frame brimming with barely contained energy, while I was just an average guy trying to make ends meet. But we found common ground. Over meals of synthesized rations, we shared stories of our worlds, our struggles, and our dreams. I learned that the Zyrani valued loyalty above all else. To them, a life debt wasn't just a matter of gratitude. It was a sacred bond. Kyra'vahl was determined to repay me, though she didn't say how. Trouble came a week later. The raiders who had attacked Kyra'vahl's ship had tracked her distress signal to the Solace. They wanted her alive, for reasons neither of us wanted to contemplate, and they didn't care if I died in the process. Outnumbered and outgunned, I prepared to make a last stand. But Kyra'vahl had other plans. With a feral grin, she donned her repaired armor and led the charge. Watching her in action was like witnessing a storm given form, graceful, unstoppable, and utterly devastating. Together, we fought off the raiders, our makeshift alliance forged in the heat of battle. When the dust settled, Kyra'vahl looked at me with something new in her eyes. Respect, yes, but also something deeper. "You fought well, Terran," she said, her voice softer than I'd ever heard. "You've proven yourself worthy." "Worthy of what?" I asked, half joking. "Of a family." I laughed, thinking she was teasing, but she wasn't. Kyra'vahl explained that in Zyrani culture, saving someone's life was a bond as intimate as blood. Fighting alongside them sealed it. To her, I wasn't just a rescuer or a companion. I was a potential mate. I tried to protest. "Kyra, I'm just a freighter pilot. I don't even have a house, let alone—" "You have courage, resourcefulness, and a good heart," she interrupted. "That is enough." Before I could argue further, she added, "Besides, the first brood will need a teacher to learn Terran history and humor." "Brood?" It's been 3 years since that fateful encounter. Kyra and I now live on a quiet moon orbiting a gas giant. Our home nestled beneath the shimmering auroras of the planet's atmosphere. We've built a life together, a mix of Terran and Zyrani traditions, with plenty of compromises. Turns out, Zyrani hatchlings are very active. Raising a family with an alien warrior wasn't in my life plan, but looking at Kyra and our 3 little hybrids playing in the starlit fields, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Turns out the void isn't so lonely after all.